Let's talk about the third house in the astrology. First of all, what is your third house in your birth chart signifies? For the first thing which comes into my mind is communication. Third house is the house of the communication. How you communicate, in which pattern do you communicate, what kind of thoughts in the back of your mind you analyze it before warbling out through the mouth. Now, the scene before warbling out through the mouth is the third house, your pattern of communication. It could also be written. Third house is also the house of your neighbors, your siblings, your younger sibling, your hands, your shoulders, your arms, your willpower is all seen through the third house. Now, if you're having problem with majority of these things which I have said, there could be a chance that you have malefics in the third house. Now, the malefics planets in the astrology are Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, and Mars. Sun is also, but it's a mildly malefic planet, okay, because of its hot nature. Malefics doesn't mean that they always do bad things, okay. It just written text that they are the bad planet, that they they are the black, they are the black part of your karmas, and the positive planets are the white part of your karmas, like it's a day and night. Both in astrology are malefics and benefics. So it's how you look at the planets, okay. No planet in astrology gives you the benefics, all the benefics, and no planet in astrology gives you all the malefics, okay. So they always give you the mixed results, mixed, not always the positive, not always the negative. All right, now where was I? Curiosity and learning. In learning, our curiosity in some subjects is seen from the third house. Our thirst of knowledge. Now, why the thirst of knowledge? Because the third house is by default ruled by the planet Mercury. The sign is Gemini. So no matter where your third house sign is or what planet sitting in the third house, it is always have a shadow of Gemini and Mercury. All right, always. So keep that in the mind. The relationships. If you want to look at the relationships with from the third house, well, you can look at the relationship with your siblings, your neighbors, and any relation that you build around you and you surround yourself, okay. Do not misunderstand with your family members, okay. You can understand because family members can see from the second house, your mother, father, your relationships, okay, your relationships with your family, as the third house is associated with your communications, your written communications. Looking at the pattern of communication in the WhatsApp chats or messenger chats or Twitter chats, what kind of mindset the other person have can seen from third house. The main part of the third house is the mind, your frame of the mind, how strong your frame, your own persona of the mind is. If you go at the Bhavat Bhavam and look at the third house, well, 8th house is the house of the death. Yes, it's the physical death. But eighth, from the eighth we get to the third house. Now what does that mean? It means the death of the mind. Okay, you can see the potential, only potential. You cannot judge someone's enlightenment just by looking at the third house, although it is not the moksha house. It's my own research which I have done from the last many years, from the last uh, 10 to 12 years. Okay, third house is also known as the upachya house. Now what do I mean by that? Upachya house, upachya house is the house which grows with the time. Especially if we have malefics in the upachya house, as in the third house, it will grow by the time. By the time will pass, it will grow itself, and it will give you the results positive by the time. For example, if you have Rahu, it's very malefic planet. Okay, Rahu in the third house, for example. First of all, it will create a strong desire to communicate with other people via internet, computers, writing. You cannot hold yourself not communicating with other people. Any kind of knowledge, any kind of things you have gathered through the time in your mind, you want to communicate all, because Rahu is a chaos itself. So in the negative sense, you can tend towards the gossiping, spreading rumors, engaging in the unethical way of communications. But as the time will grow, as the time will pass, and you get mature, you will get over these kind of things. But initial phase of life, you will get into these kind of things because of the malefic Rahu. But it will turn positive by itself as the time passes. Okay, as I've said earlier, it is your short distance travel. The short distance travel can also be seen from the third house, like within the parameters of 300 kilometers, or within the parameters where you can do up and down in a same day. All right. Your mental health is seen from the third house. How the mental health way? Because it's it is the house of the mind. How much and how, or how little your mind gathers the information around you. Okay,